I got you.
Thank you.
Bro, my father said he was gonna kick me out if I didn't pass. Bro, I didn't.
He's
Dad!
He's actually crying.
Just what the draft master said really hit me hard, bro.
Dude, this is what brothers are for, bro.
This is, you're very committed to the bit. He's actually crying. You're committed to the bit. Oh my God.
Thanks.
The bit.
Thanks, bro. Real bros are.
This is real life shit, bro.
You guys are really getting into this. Oh my
Make it
God.
Kappa. Kappa's for life, bro.
For life.
It doesn't matter if you're retiring and you regret the decision with each day because we'll still be family forever, bros.
Forever on the streets, bro.
Bro.
I don't think this is a bit anymore.
Bro.
I don't feel like.
Now it's time to go back to the draft.
He's gonna do it again.
And from the ashes arises Phoenix! Jump on my leg!
Well, if there were any viewers left, they're now gone.
Yo, Pudge, you seem pretty smart. What do you think they're gonna draft next?
Invoker.
Why, bro?
He's the one with the 3 orbs, right?
Doesn't he know how to juggle, bro?
You got 3 orbs.
Carl!
Dude, that guy knows how to juggle. I think he'd be real good at beer pong.
I don't know what that is, dude, because we said that if we did the frat bit, we wouldn't talk about drinking anything except for water.
H2O.
Water pong, bro.
Clean Boston. This draft is pretty clean so far, as we see the Centaur locked in. Centaur definitely going to give them Stampede. Great mechanism to get in and out of.
Great for also protecting the Phoenix egg. That's always fantastic. You have the counter initiation when the Batrider comes in lassos, or you have some sort of swap in. You can go ahead and get out and then re-engage, which is always really nice. If you do make a mistake, this allows you to basically correct that mistake. Lets you just make some mistakes.
I heard when you hit Centaur, he hits back, and he hits back hard, bro.
That's what I'd be like, bro.
I wouldn't take that.
He has more than just 2 legs to stand on, bro, making him incredibly stable, just like the pillars of our fraternity.
Quadrupeds.
Which are?
Quadrupeds.
Which are?
That's the answer for you, Pudge.
Yeah, did you do your homework, bro?
No, he's busy doing his homework, bro.
Yeah.
Nice. But that's the question here, bros. Do you think that they did each other's homework? Do you think that they actually looked at the picks that these teams have had throughout the draft to try to play that mental chess game that we like to call the Dota 2 draft?
Dude, I feel like For Zoomers is whipping out some real new strats that I've never seen before. Vinge Drow. Innovation at its finest, bro.
I don't think I've seen that one before, bro. Bro, you got fire on your head.
What, bro? Whoa, dude, that's crazy. Just like this game's gonna be, because keep in mind, this game is the grand final for NA Divine. One of these teams, is gonna rise to divinity.
Be the best team in the world.
So I think what's really important about this Centaur is like 4 Zoomers have showed a long history of wanting to play like super aggressive, kind of like OG, where they just like always are playing with their team fight. They're like constantly looking for fights. So Centaur's like really important because he wins the lanes. Plus on top of that, you always have that initiation, that harsh buzz that he puts on the team fights. Plus, he looks like a Chad, bro.
True, dude.
Totally.
Do you think that this draft so far, Pledge, actually allows them to play that playstyle that's gotten them to this point in the tournament?
Oh yeah, definitely. You have these fast-paced kind of skirmish heroes. I think when it comes to taking these 5-on-5 engagements, they're going to struggle because that's naturally what happens when you have a Faceless Void and a Phoenix on the enemy team, as well as a Centaur to protect the egg if the Chrono is not there. But if you get a lead on Drow, you play with an item advantage. She looks just like she's the best carry in the game. I totally disagree with that Brian guy that she is totally uncounterable. I feel like
Who's Brian?
Are you talking about
me?
Brother BSJ?
Brother
Dude, are you talking about Banana Man?
Call me by my real name, brother.
You can do it, Draft Master. You got this.
Oh,
Bro.
do it. One more time. Do it. You got this. Do it.
Even better, Draft Master.
Sure, that sounds really good, great on the microphone there. That's just...
Yes.
Got a little bit more hair
First
than I
try,
used
bro.
to.
First try. First try.
Who's going to be able to get the first win, though? That's going to be the question that we're going to be asking after we see these last 2 picks. Where are you going, Pledge?
Pledge?
Oh, the Invoker's first round ban. God damn it.
I think you need some glasses, bro.
Can you see that?
Bro, did you not know the Gunners were spamming out in poker? So, of course, Quincy Crew's going to take
I
away
did know
the
that. I didn't know it was
weapon.
banned.
Just because you're not doing your homework because you're busy doing his homework
Doesn't mean that
they
I
didn't
don't do their homework.
Tied.
When is the last time you've loaded up a 4 Zoomers replay, BSJ?
Actually, I casted one last night.
You did?
Bro, of course I did.
How do you feel about tied?
He did, actually. Tide Hunter. Oh, so mid-tide? Looks like it's... Oh, it could be mid-bat, too. Depends. I would say mid-bat, tied against Void. I'll do well. Damage reduction.
Typically, before Zoomers drafting archetype, they usually like to draft Gunners heroes early on, so that's definitely a mid-bat rider, bro. If you've been picking up on what 4 Zoomers have been putting down, they always do this mid-bat rider because it's a nice aggressive hero that allows Gunner to be able to sacrifice his game for others. And Monkeys, despite being the off lane, bro, he's more like a 2.
Dude.
Yeah, that's
dude-
very... It's fair, actually. He's a great carry player from the
I
offlane.
don't know if you know, but that hero, Tiny, he's got rock hard abs, bro.
Rock hard.
Dude, just
Dude,
10 minutes in the game. He's gonna be having a
Dennis,
game,
did you hear that? He said Tiny, who's a rock man, has rock hard abs, bro.
That was a good one, dude.
is a
Now,
long
at
bit.
this point, I am legally required to tell you that this was all a joke. Everybody here is a paid actor. Everyone,
Wait,
except
paid?
for Cap. Cap actually sounds like that. He is legitimately a douche. But with that, we're ready to jump in to the first game and to actually analyze what we saw inside of this draft. That was our frat parody, but this game is going to be no joke. Who is going to be able to win? Now that we have the lineups in front of us, Pledge, what do you think of what both teams are going to be bringing to game number 1 for best of 5 series?
Well, given that Quincy Crew has beaten 4 Zoomers in basically every single grand finals that they played in, I would say Quincy Crew. I don't even need to look at the draft.
Look at EGB.com as well. This is one of the bigger splits that we've seen today. Obviously, when you get to the final days of the tournament, that's going to get slimmer and slimmer. The team's getting more and more close in skill gap, definitely being on an even playing field. But what you just heard from Jenkins does very clearly outline what we can expect to see inside of this game.
I hope they break the curse. I really do. But
I don't think the Pledge was doing his history homework because there's this like
Dude,
really
the
famous
bit's over,
quote.
bro. The bit's over.
It's not a bit, bro.
This
It's like this really famous quote that people who don't learn from history don't repeat it. And Zoomers didn't learn.
people who don't learn from history don't repeat it.
I heard the double negative.
That's a double negative.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to check your homework that he
Check.
checked off for you.
Check the negatives. Make sure those are right.
Don't even get-
What are you serious? How come you're fake crying for a bit and then all of a sudden this breaks you? Are you serious? What I get into?
It's late.
Oh,
fuck.
that's probably so demeaning to the NA region. The only time we do a bit this stupid.
But hey, we're gonna take this series very seriously.
Yeah, you do it before you jump into the game, and then it's all serious. We just wanted to have a little bit of fun before we jumped into this one. Now it's time for the serious business as we jump into the game.
All right, guys, so getting into this draft, we can see that this is, in fact, a Tide Hunter offlane. Monkeys Forever will be playing that, just like Brother Brian was saying.
Yep, going for the no Quelling Blade build. This has been really the recent fad for all these offlaners. You just don't have that option because you seem to just take too much harassment in the early game. It's hard to trade with carries when they have that base armor bonus near the tower. I kind of learned this from Monkeys Forever himself, so.
The legend himself.
And a null talisman on what is a 4-position win range.
Yeah, this This is an Ocean classic.
Just going in. Look at him. He's going straight for MSS. Ocean putting a little damage in there, but they got to back away. They got to get those bounty runes. Yoar's on the run here. He's going to be able to get one bounty rune. He's going to time walk up the hill to try and get the other one while Ocean is still in some trouble here. Yoar's just going to TP out. So Yoar somehow just jacked 2 bounty runes away from them.
Got to be careful against the Faceless Void or Anti-Mage.
They got 4 bounty runes.
That's a rough start.
Right?
No,
Sammy Boy got the other one. Okay. Still, 3 for 1 because of that play from Yoar.
What do you guys think about this new Zoomers logo?
I like it better. It's got a little, the design porn Reddit thread.
Right.
And it's actually just designs that are really cool.
Could be like
That's what it should go on because it's got that uniqueness to it.
it could be like a brand.
Yeah.
As opposed to just this is a stack. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, submit it as content, guys. It's a legit thread.
Dude, Ogre's the only hero that could actually stand up to this. A Gush minus armor against a Ranger with pretty good attack animation, and Ogre just kind of like waddles in there.
And he's just going to salve it right off, I'm sure, in the near future.
I think this makes sense though. He's playing so up. Like he has to do this against these heroes. Otherwise, I think Yoar is going to suffer. Tide is not super fun to lane into as a Void.
Yeah, the issue is though when they use Gush like that and Wind Ranger has the Wind Run level, they don't have a way to secure that range. So getting too early denies on the range creeps there from the Void.
I'm surprised maybe they, I don't know, just the Tiny Batrider matchup. It seems like you don't want your Tiny to be in this kind of awkward position where he's going to lose that lane at like level 3 and 4.
It's a last pick Tiny too, right?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
wanted this to be the perfect game for their last pick, and I agree that I think those odds were a bit skewed, just because the ease of execution from before Zoomer's draft.
MSS doesn't have his level 2 yet, so he's going to suck at the trees right here. Husky looking to be able to body block him in, magic missile, and there you go, your first blood. And Lelis, I'm not even sure if he can really attack Husky like this. Sammy Boy just lends him a frost arrows and leaves it at that, apparently.
He even tangled the tree for him, Sammy Boy did, trying to help him get out there, but yeah, Quinn's getting the Batrider treatment mid as a hero that can't remove the sticky.
And Lelis, I mean, all these attacks, it used to be the old Centaur, right? The return, it's like, oh, okay, well, at least I'm getting stacks, but this Centaur is just being zoned out, killed, and doesn't have that recovery mechanism.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
This was one of the few matchups I got to play into Drow when the patch came out, and the Centaur that is, and it was absolutely miserable for me. I didn't know what else I could do, so I was a bit surprised they were willing to pick Centaur into Venge, knowing that it was almost certainly going to be a ranged right-clicker, probably Drow or the Arc Warden. Maybe they were thinking, hey, in the game it's going to be nice, because we can close the gap on one of these backline damage dealers, but in the lane, it's definitely rough.
Back in the old days, Centaur would dump on a Drow.
Any lane that required right-clicking Centaur a lot got dumped on, but in the new...
Those were the days.
In the new old days, right? Because you're talking like the less old days. Because in the old days, this was the Centaur.
What do you mean?
Because he was originally like this, then he got the retaliated.
Oh yeah,
now he's
true,
like this
true.
again.
Well, it's strength scaling now, right? So, was it strength scaling before?
Yeah, but it was...
There was a time, yeah.
So many changes to that.
Very, very originally, he was just damaged, and they're like, maybe we'll give Centaur a strength scaling with that, and then we got into the charges meta.
I like this nuker version of Centaur. It's just like it's much more active.
Oh, he's going for the kill mid.
And he has the toss to be able to separate himself just a little bit, but Gunner's still going to go for the kill. He just needs one more hit. Can he get on the fire spirit?
Wow.
MSS coming in with the clutch rotation.
Man, they must have been talking about that. Like, dude, this guy's going to dive me here. Like, have your TP ready. I don't think you can do that without talking about it. That needed to be an intentional dive there.
Literally a dive by Phoenix.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And Quinn gets himself a refill in the bottle.
How does he just get that?
His lane
Ocean
is
was at
great.
the top 3?
Yeah, I think Ocean's just scared. Maybe he comboed. It's a level 5 Tiny. The Illusion Rune, too, very nice versus the bad. You just get free Dispel if he gets huge stacks on you.
Might be the second best rune behind
Haste.
Yeah.
Feel that range creep. Yeah, really not to be bad here, Quinn. Like,
oh, there's that Illusion Rune.
No flame break damage, no sticky napalm stack.
But you can tell Gunnar was like trying to force that though. Like he wants to be able to kill him with the Firefly.
Yeah.
It's only a level 1 flame break.
This is Lelis' life.
Not a happy boy.
That's for sure.
You guys can at least see how in pubs initially I thought that hero was broken, because that's what I laned against 4 games in a row.
There's definitely answers to the drought. This does not appear to be one of them, though.
I'm just telling you, this is why I originally thought the hero was broken, because I just got absolutely demolished in my lanes, and I'm like, well, I guess this is my life now.
Ocean has no wind run. I mean, you wouldn't even be able to tell because you can't see it on the Arcana, so that's always an issue.
You can't see what?
The wind run? No, not if he's still, I think.
No, it has like a nice circular thing around him, I think.
No, that's not.
Is that his ultimate?
No, that's literally just. That's just the Arcana. And the ultimate does have like a
pay
little
to lose,
circle.
pay to win. Is that good or bad for the win?
It's definitely good. It's definitely, if you're like an enchantress, you can't just dispel a wind run. That's if they're standing still, which often Wind Ranger is wind running and standing still because it gives evasion.
I wonder at some point if this Tiny's just gonna
Leave.
rotate out. Who's gonna be taking his place at that point? I guess the Phoenix.
Phoenix,
probably
yeah.
best? Yeah.
Good with levels. Also a hero that doesn't really care too much about playing against a bat. You should dive away from him. Keep your distance.
An opportunistic rune is really important for Tiny here. He's got an invis. I think bottom's certainly going to be the lane he wants to invade, as we do see an Ogre getting gone on top rune, and SVG takes the plunge, but will they pay the price on the opposite side of the map? As they do have... Was that a word sentry for Radiant? Yeah, there was.
Yes,
So
they saw
this.
it. They saw it. They know he's there.
But they are
Gonna be able to hit him with the magic missiles. Sammy Boy trying to escape him through the trees. He actually misses the avalanche, but they still get the combo out for the Centaur. Sammy Boy's still alive. He gets off the fairy fire, but eventually he does die. The problem's gonna be they're kind of stuck at the corner here, and Gunner is looking to be able to run at least Quinn down, and he certainly will, just to make sure he uses the lasso.
That was a bit slow by Gunner because they did see him.
They saw it. They
Yeah.
saw it.
Yeah, I think the minute they went on aggressive on the Phoenix, he could have immediately TP'd. His Firefly was on cooldown, but you saw there that the rest of his kit was ample enough damage.
I think you
Are there
either,
any chances TP was on cooldown?
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah, possibly. You either need to TP the drow out immediately, or you need to
Respond
have
preemptively.
2 people ready to respond. I don't think just the bat is enough, unless he's super quick on it. But if he's going to be that slow, you need multiple people coming in.
Yeah, I was told he was a zoomer, so I don't know why he's so slow.
Yeah, sometimes you just boom it up, dude.
Gunner, I like this. He like kind of rotates out of lane, and he's like, no, I'm coming back. They get an easy kill on Lelis, force MSS out with Icarus Dive, which means he can't get close to the lane for 30 seconds.
Dude, I know the Zoomers think that is really sick to like linger around at a lane. I think on previous teams we've had this discussion. I think BSJ we've had this discussion.
Yeah, I think Limp actually pioneered this in the NA region because he brought it over from you. I played against Limp when he played a lot of heroes like Zeus that just high nukers, high damage output around the 7-8 minutes in the game. Yeah, and they'll kill you once and they'll be like, I dare you to come back. I'm just gonna sit here for the next minute or two, and if you do come back, I'm gonna kill you again.
You just like jungle nearby.
Yeah.
And then wait for somebody to come back. And
it's
then
really not that inconvenient because your support's taking mid in the meanwhile.
And if you kill somebody twice, they have no TP. Their game is extremely hard compared to just one death where it's like, okay, I'm back. Full regen.
Regen rune in the bottom lane. They do not want to let Quinn have this. He's going to try and attack it, but Husky, he didn't have the attack speed for it, but if they can actually just kill Quinn, then maybe it's all good. He's got 4 stacks up, and Gunner's just going to be able to run him down. Nice shackle there from Ocean.
Ocean is impressive, man. I hear he's like the most divisive player on Zoomers, I would say. I hear a lot of people saying like, oh, Ocean, if anybody's going to get kicked, it's him. And then I hear other people say like, the best Zoomers player is Ocean.
Yeah.
I firmly believe his fundamentals are a bit lacking, but his like overall playmaking potential is really high.
Oh,
I think
Sammy!
he can get that down.
Okay. They managed to get the Chronosphere, which catches Gunner as well. I think Lelis, does he have anything? The Fire Blast going off, a little bit of extra nuke damage, another Shackle Shot coming through from Ocean. They're going to try and run him down with the Stampede, but unfortunately the Magic Missile is there. Gunner's hiding away in trees, but Quinn pops out, sees Gunner, gets that kill, tosses up the bench, gets the double here as Quincy crew quickly surround the safe lane tower and look to take it.
Big old 5-man there.
Yeah, it's just the Void has his Chrono and Tide doesn't have his Ravage, so it's a rotation from the other lanes where the core that rotates is superior in this case, and I guess Monkey's actually had his Ravage.
He's just holding the point, yeah.
It's interesting that he elected to not arrive at that.
His TP's on cooldown, so I don't know if it got
that's a big one then. Maybe he had to go back to base to regen. Either way, it seems like they probably knew that, right?
Yeah, they 100%. I mean, that's why they made the call.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
100% why they made the call. You do not dive like that against Ravage Tide.
Drow's only level 6 now. And Centaur is also at least level 6, where that lane was what I called really bad for Lelis, as he has now recovered as much as he possibly needs to, since the Void has helped him basically drive out everyone from that lane. They should be able to secure that tier 1 tower, and at that point, Centaur can kind of just go wherever the farm is. If he wants to sit behind his Void bottom, if he wants to defend a tower. Either way, the rough part of the game for him is over.
I just had a realization, by the way, boys.
We're
3 offlaners casting this. Like, we are going to spend so much time.
Wait, you're
about
a carry player. Huh?
I play a lot of support.
Hey,
DSJ was formerly a
Get on the
carry.
DL. That's not public.
Sorry.
I feel like we've got enough space between us, you know?
Sure,
We're just
sure.
missing mid lane experience, which, Brian, you played a
Did you play mid lane?
I lost a handful of mid lanes, yes.
Oh, yeah, you did for a while.
Yeah, so we're good. We're good.
Funny thing about mid is, it's not that hard to beat everyone who's not a competitive player. But eventually, you run into all the competitive players, and you're like, these guys have played mid like
Nice toss forward initiation from SVG. The Fire Blast onto Gunner with the Supernova over the top here. Ocean's laying in a decent amount of damage onto SVG, and it looks like they'll be able to retreat with nobody dying and the kill on the Ogre all through a Supernova. So 4 Zoomers just barely get out as Gunner had just a sliver of HP left.
Yeah, he's going for the Weehaw build, the double Sage's Mask into the Boots of Travel on the Batrider.
I like that. I like that a lot. I think Batrider is this hero that if you can get to the mid game, he's one of the best heroes in Dota. It's so hard to play against this guy traveling across the map, killing all these creep waves and these jungle camps, and then threatening to like lasso you no matter where you are. But getting to that point can be hard. Like, that's where you can get screwed.
It's mainly the issue that you're just that much more afraid on the opponent team to approach a creep wave, right? Because you know at any point they could just fort it and TP a Batrider, and if any hero's there, like what if Avenge walks at you? Don't you have to play afraid? Because exactly. Batrider with Boots of Travel in the game, you know, he could be literally anywhere.
Yeah, it's like at that point, Bat's amazing, but getting to that point is hard, particularly because his mana costs are kind of high. Like, you constantly have to go back to base. I mean, this is a big reason why the Travels is so great, and you see the bottle and stuff. But, like, going to double Sage's Mask, like, sure, you're going to sell them. He's not even going to build them into drums. But this gets you through the hard part of the game. It's like going for the mangoes on SF.
Yeah, the problem is you have to max out that sticky now because of the nerfs to the turn rates at earlier levels. So it delays your Firefly maxing, which delays your farming speed, and it's still a good hero. We see it a lot, but all of his timings have just been slowed down a bit by the continuous nerfs.
There's the duo there, the Gush with the Focus Fire, so even SVG is taking a healthy amount of physical damage despite all that armor he once had.
Yeah, he's got a Javelin on Wind Ranger, so he's chunking out that magical damage.
I know Ocean is a big Yapzor fan. I know the Zoomers in general are huge Secret fans. I mean, not like most people are Secret fans, but they watch like exclusively Secret replays and try to play like Secret, so it doesn't surprise me that we see him going for like the MK.
Now, I basically talked, I don't remember who, I think it might have been Gunner, but they said that they exclusively study European team replays, see how they make things work, and then say, how can we turn this into our own style? But most notably, I believe why they're one of the most up-and-coming NA teams is because they study European teams. NA. No, I'm kidding.
Oh no, Pledge Brian's coming back.
I'm not a pledge. Brother, BSJ to you, bro.
Lelis chased away. Does he have his Blink Dagger yet? I think he maybe just bought it.
Almost.
Oh, he's impressively close for how difficult the lane looked for him.
Yeah, that's true.
Centaur's not a bad hero at recovering. He's got the the double nukes. You can blow up a creep wave pretty easily.
But you're kind of seeing this play out in the draft, which I really like. I learned these type of things thinking about the mind of an offlaner. Lelis, one of the players I actually respect the most out there. He's just a well-spoken, really good guy, honestly. And he's also just very good.
He knows 3 languages.
Yeah, and the cool thing about him is that he picked for the game, right? He knew he was going to be in a bad lane no matter what. Venge plus a ranged hero is going to be rough. So he picks for the game matchup as Quincy.
Nice catch here. Gunner. He's going to easily go down.
That was quick.
Yeah, that's a big kill. Like, this is the guy that's supposed to be running around and controlling the tempo for the game, so...
Have they Ravaged?
I do not believe they have Ravaged.
No. That's a big deal, I think. They haven't been able to force the fights on their terms against a Faceless Void, Centaur, Phoenix. I think this game's only going to get more difficult, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The side of 4 Zoomers. As Blinks are online for Quincy Crew, their skirmish, their low cooldown factor of their game is now online, and the team fight, while you can say they do have Tidehunter, he could easily die in a Chronosphere.
Things are a little strange, though, when you have Ocean going for this. He's actually going... Okay, so he went Javelin into Blink, but I imagine he'll eventually go for, like, an MKB. And when you have Ocean going for this pseudo-carry build, it does make the late game a little weird. Like, he could solo kill the Void. He could solo kill Quinn, for example. I don't think, in terms of team fights, they're going to necessarily win them, but they could just win based on, one of these Drow or Windranger hero snowballing.
Look at her brawl here. Quinn's going to just toss him up in the air, try and run away with the battery room, but the Ravage immediately going down. At the same time, this Supernova, though, they're so committed to Quinn at this point in time, but they can't actually finish him off. There is going to be Gunnar taking SVG outside of that area as the Supernova fly on through, trying to stop Gunnar. They hit a nice stop with Quinn following up that damage with a swap back there from Husky, giving up his life to be able to bail out his core. So in the end, both the 5 positions die. But a Ravage and a Supernova used on both sides here. And they're still going to be able to catch monkeys forever. At the same time, though, Quinn dangerously low.
Wow.
Chronosphere, though, that catches the back line. Unfortunately, Quinn doesn't output any damage. Now the silence, it actually, whoa, what a shackle shot there from Ocean. A power shot on through. Yuar gets very, very low, but fortunately is able to time walk most of the damage off. The problem is he time walked in closer to Sammy Boy, who's just going to kite him around, keeps it up. The multi-shot through the, just ignores the slow down attack speed, and Gunnar, afraid of that attack damage or the damage over time. TP's out, heals up. Not a bad fight for Zoomers in the end.
I gotta try to be careful, but at the same time, I feel obligated to do so. I've seen EU-Voids, they go Midas Manta against Drow, especially when they have a Batrider with another reason to go Manta. I think Void is going to potentially struggle to survive in these team fights. He's going for the Midas Maelstrom, so I guess he could go BKB next, but you don't really want to go BKB against, like, Drow Batrider, right?
Sure.
That doesn't seem ideal, so I'm curious to see where he goes from here, but I'm not necessarily a fan of this Maelstrom. I don't know if he really needs the damage, to be honest with you, at this point in the game. I think, like, Manta MKB against the Windranger as well as the Drow would have been what I see in the European region, but hey.
Sure.
The meta's definitely different here, and I'll try to catch on, because I haven't been here in a while.
That chrono was really nice, but
It was a sick chrono!
it was, unfortunately, no damage to fall.
Oh, nice swap back, but there's still going to be the combo from Quinn. He waited to initiate until the swap actually went down. He was not going to let the Drow Ranger get away time and time again, as she's been doing.
You're really catching yourself on.
I got to, man.
Wait, what is it?
Slacks is harassing me about it. Drow Ranger.
Drow.
That's the name of the hero. Meanwhile, focus fire onto SVG, and they may actually get this kill, but Gunnar being traded out would not be good, as Quinn looks to be able to finish him off. One hit and the long toss, that'll be able to get him. Now the time dilation to be able to slow everybody down here. The Ravage, he needs another 5 seconds, but the time dilation has been cleansed off, so he may have the chance to be able to pop it, but nobody's around, so even then it wouldn't be worth it. Lelis with the Stampede on through, off the Blink Dagger, catches the back line, gets the Vengeful Spirits, and for Zoomers, they may have won that one fight up in top lane, but ever since then, it feels like they're just kind of getting run over.
Yeah, I think with no cooldowns, Quincy crew is still stronger than 4 Zoomers, at least when they have the egg. They don't necessarily need that Chronosphere. They just have so many tools of initiation as well as so much burst damage that these squishy ranged heroes have a tough time positioning. You have even the supports, right? The Windranger and the Drow, as well as Batrider, position-based squishy ranged heroes. That Drow may eventually hit that critical threshold where she doesn't die to the burst, but because they're falling more and more behind, that's probably going to come later and later, if ever.
I feel like Quinn is also just carrying this one really hard. It's like there's a lot of opportunities for Zoomers to come back into this game from what we've seen so far, but Quinn just keeps catching people out. It's like this.
Just like that, they're going to be able to catch Gunnar.
The DD
big
too.
difference, right? Like the laning difference. It was to the favor of Gunnar, but Quinn is the one controlling this entire game.
I really think Gunnar, the weakest part of his game for me, that if he takes that to the next step, will truly be one of the best players in NA, is that he isn't good at playing dodgy. Like, just avoid the opponent until you get your items. He's still trying to play up in their face. He knows that's the dangerous part of the map. He knows Quincy Crew's trying to invade that area, and instead of, like, playing evasively, he does try to march in head first, and he's just not quite there yet. So the way I look at 4 Zoomers is a team with a ton of potential, and I'm going to keep looking out for the things that they're improving upon, because they're improving quite quickly. As we see Phoenix getting gone on, but he has a Yules as well as Egg on MSS, doesn't even break a sweat there, as he also has the Nether Shawl, so he's super tanky to everything but the Drow, pretty much. As Gunnar TP's in bottom with those bots, we were talking about that, but no one there to set up for him, as he is now getting immediately ran at by SVG as well as Quinn.
I think with regards to what you're saying in terms of Gunnar just like kind of running in, I think it's one of the difficult things to do in Dota is decide when it's not your job to make space, or you can't do it in the current environment in the game with the the blink on Tiny, for example, the damage that he has versus Chrono. Like it's hard to make that distinction of I need to do this, but I can't do it right now. They're too far ahead. Like I need to play dodgy because I get why he's doing this on the Batrider. This is what Batrider does, right? But you can't just repeat that in every game. And I think in every game he won't repeat it. Just in this one, he hasn't quite figured that out yet.
They are smoked up on Quincy Crew.
Instead of going for Roshan, they're immediately going to invade that triangle again, kill the Drow Ranger, and catch up to Husk.
Is there any vision in here for Quincy, or are they're just taking the job?
No,
They
the
just know
vision
they're
got
here.
cleared out.
Process of elimination. Nobody bottom, nobody mid. They have to be here.
So when you're saying play dodgy, basically what you think, like if this was Team Secret, for example, against Quincy, they'd be playing in like the enemy triangle. They'd be playing in this like bot area. They'd be playing possibly top, like as a maybe like a 2 and a 3 split.
So I want to be
like
clear.
that.
This is all from just watching really good teams, right? It's easy with bird's eye view of the game to know what's going to happen, right?
Yes,
Quincy
of
Crew,
course.
they're ahead. They're against Drow. Where does Drow want to farm? She wants to. Okay, we'll wait till this fight breaks out. As we see Monkey's potentially getting gone on. He's tanky. He has
Is there Arcane Rune?
They're going to try and go past the Tidehunter here. Instead, go straight for Gunner. They do have the lockdown. Monkey's going to pop the Ravage. Yawar easily dodges it, pop the Dilation, and goes back in. The lasso's just not going to last for long, but if they can actually kill Quinn, maybe this is going to be okay. The power shot does manage to finish him off. They're going to back off and play off this buyback coming in from Gunner as he looks to be able to run people down. He's already used his lasso, unfortunately, but he can just help run down some of these heroes. But they use Stampede running through Sammy Boy at this point in time, and they don't have a way to protect him, especially with the Supernova out. This is an area the Quincy Crew do control. Yawar got so low, though, they almost had him killed. Unfortunately, he heals back up with the time walk, and now Monkey's forever, taking all that stun ray damage, won't be able to escape it. MSS managed to get that kill. Stacking up the sticky napalm, though, Yawar. He's taken a lot of damage from this, and he's going to be slowed down to a crawl at this point in time. This is the shackle shot. The power shot, though, needs a little bit more. The stomp comes in from Lelis, and he may just be able to take 2 of them out. Even if he doesn't save Yawar, it is still a big move from Lelis. Turn around, shackle shot up. Ocean still has that urn on him, so it's not easy for him to blink away, but Lelis can't possibly catch up, I think.
Dude, I'm calling bullshit on that shackle. That definitely should have shackled. That was a
Oh, yeah.
That was a bug.
Okay, I got my rapid fire Dota talk here.
Okay.
So, Drow, the hero when she's farming, because they're going to farm the triangle, right? The opponent, they're up. So they're going to try to invade the part of the map that the enemy carry naturally wants to farm,
Yes,
triangle.
of course.
So if Batrider, he needs to decide. I either make space for my Drow by running in head first and being like a ward / bodyguard for him. And that all comes down to whether or not you're survivable enough to do that. Otherwise, you need to create attention to yourself somewhere else. So
create pressure to relieve pressure.
Exactly. So it's either indirectly or directly, and that's purely based on your potential in the game. As we see Drow go down again, Sammy Boy looking more like Bambi Soy at this current moment in the game. But hey, you know, that's the nature of a Drow when you're down by 8k gold against a bunch of blinkers.
Seems like all they're going to be able to have is high ground soon.
Lelis is almost eclipsing Quinn at this point.
Yeah,
he's really coming back into this game with these beautiful double stuns.
He's almost eclipsing Sammy Boy in net worth. They're about to have the top 4 net worth.
Yeah.
As the 4-position Phoenix is ahead of everyone except for the Drow on the side of 4 Zoomers.
Love these wards from Quincy Crew. If they ever go to some other place on the map to stop Gunner, for example, from split pushing, or if they go Roche, they have this high ground ward. And then they have this ward that right outside the enemy base, which is going to show them whenever people go to that bot area or go into the jungle. Basically, if you know somebody's there, you just run at them, you just jump on them. You don't need to know where they are in the actual jungle, you just need to know that they're in there, and then you can kill them.
Do they have the Blink Dagger? Yes, they do. They have the Blink on Wind Ranger. So that is their primary source of initiation. But man, like imagine if he tries to Blink Shackle and he doesn't get the Tiny. Right? He's just going to die. So he's got to be very selective about his targets. Very, very careful of who might be behind who they choose to initiate onto. And I have to believe as long as Quincy Crew is balled up even slightly within range of each other to help, it's almost impossible. There's so much counter initiation. The Centaur, the Tiny, the Void, the Phoenix. Who do you go on? I feel like it's super awkward now.
I think for Zoomers, they are at this point where they need some BKB if they want to initiate. They are going for one on Gunner. I imagine Sammy Boy's probably going for one as well. But my concern at that point is where does the damage come from? If you're going for BKB on these heroes, where do you get damage?
What's going on here, Lelis?
He's soloing Roche. Just let him do it, man. Let him do his thing.
Okay.
That scales with strength, and he's got a Vambrace.
True.
Okay, so he does go for the BKB on Void, following it up with the Lincoln Sphere. So I was talking about not being ideal against the Bat, but if that's his vision for the game, it does absolutely make sense. BKB definitely goes up in value when you go against a Tide. Kind of impossible to position against the Tidehunter Ravage, but you can time walk through it, so...
Even a low
Doesn't
duration.
bring his own, playmaking.
You can time walk through Ravage?
Yeah, you're invulnerable during time walk.
That seems very risky, though. That's really risky. Let's jump into the time.
I learned that, like, one of my viewers pointed out that you can time walk through Quap Dagger, because I lost to an offlane Quap as Void. And
Yeah,
you can just time walk through the dagger, and I'm like, yeah, I just have to perfectly time it, and if I miss, I instantly lose.
I was going to say, it's really not as good as you think. It's,
As we see, Monkey's about to get his watermelon fed upon here.
he's a hard kill, though.
He is.
But he's out in the middle of nowhere.
They can just chase
Yeah, where's he gonna run to? His allies are not running
you're in the
towards
water!
him.
Go to the water! Okay, well, he's in the other type of water, I guess.
Is it bad that my impulse is I see the buyback button and I just look for a mouse to click it with?
No, I'd say it's similar to when you see the accept button on a stream and you're like, ready to accept that queue.
Yeah, very similar. Way more toxic, but... Did you know that the tree toss goes through evasion?
I just learned that.
Yep.
In case I did not know, I now know. 'Cause
Yep.
I saw the wind run from the Wind Ranger Arcana that is clearly visible.
If she's running, it's visible.
I know, I'm just kidding. Shit.
Piece of shit. Oh, this is a kill. I mean, it's on an ogre.
Yeah.
You might give your life for it.
He does have Chrono.
Gunner struggling to get back to home.
Oh my god, he gets the
Okay.
That was a sickly position there.
Magic Missile is only going to buy so much time here. Sadly, the toss over onto Husky, so he's in on top of the Bat Rider's corpse, and he will quickly join him. That's how you know Quincy Crew is very far ahead. They are not scared of the high ground. They're not scared of these tier 3s.
He was so close to the edge of the Chrono that Quinn could toss him to the other side of the Chrono so that Void did not even have to move. Now that's what we call free delivery, boys. And that's another delivery coming out from Quinn as they instantly egg, just in case Monkeys wants to do that.
Yeah, which he does do that.
He does get out of range, okay. What was that exactly? A defensive Ravage?
Yeah,
Get out of my face,
survival.
Ravage?
That's a survival mechanism, I believe it's called in nature.
Fight or flight. He chose the flight.
It's like a squid that shoots out its ink in order to evade its predators.
Yes, indeed. He doesn't have the squid cosmetic, though, so it's not quite as fitting, but the idea is there. I like where you're going. Almost about halfway to an Ags on Layla, as they have a full Shiva's Guard.
Yeah, that Ags, definitely quite effective this game. There's this initiation from Bat Rider, you know, you have the Tidehunter, Wind Ranger, even with the Shackles are like a vengeful. There's a lot of things that just having some counter initiation is really valuable.
Shackle shot does latch, and Gunner's in some big trouble here. Don't think he's getting out of this one. As you can see, Quincy Crew are already just looking for more heroes. Fortunately, okay, unfortunately, that is a first hit bash from UR that catches Monkeys Forever as well. And it feels like at this point, boys, I don't really know what more to say about this first game.
Is that a wrap? Is the fat lady singing already, Cap?
Okay, well, apparently they still have a 20% chance of victory. That's me. At the bottom.
Oh!
Jenkins.
Jenkins is still learning how to use technology, folks.
Oh, you know what? We're watching the Zoomers.
He's too busy acting smart about the draft
We're a bunch of
while
boomers.
we were trying to, you know, have a nice frat boy boss.
Hey, that was part of the bit. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Jenkins is a real stick in the mud.
Yeah, did you guys notice
Oh
how we
my
were told
God.
to act like stupid frat guys and Jenkins was told to act smart?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the bit.
Jenkins thinks he looks smart.
This was all Rich's idea. This is all Rich. This is why he gets fired from
You're already selling Rich out?
This is why he gets fired. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? How do they come back? Rapier Drow? Nah.
It's not even a good item.
It's not a good item.
Until super late where you actually right click.
It's hyper late, yeah.
It's multiple force staffs off of a lasso.
And a swap out of a Chrono where the core targets get saved. Maybe one of the guys buyback. They overextend on the side of Quincy Crew. Ocean survives this gank and ends up killing them.
Well, that's step one.
Okay.
Failed.
Okay, they have buyback though.
They do have buyback.
Jenkins is ready to push it.
Yeah, it's a real problem.
Do you think that Four Zoomers have... Do you think they can put up late game fights? Like, if this wasn't 17,000 hours.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, on even footing.
Yeah,
Tide skill's great into the late game now. You know, Drow, one of the best late gamers, just peels through all that base armor.
Once that critical threshold of Tiny and Centaur not being quite enough burst damage to actually threaten heroes, then they could play fights. But
That's true.
Right now, there's just too many ways of killing people that you can't play around them. You can't position. You just... They see, they kill on the side of Quincy crew.
Yep, that's true.
Thank you.
100%. I like your analysis. You say good things. Makes me think.
Well, at least there's one person that thinks that.
Makes me think.
I like your analysis.
Caps
BS.
never told me. Okay.
He just...
Well, I love how Husky's farming this big camp.
This is such a Husky play.
Get the last
though.
hit! Get the last hit! Yes!
Yeah.
Easy 64 gold. It's probably worth more than he is. Let's check it out, because that was 128 gold swing. That's how many ounces are in
Wow.
a gallon. And he
300 gold. That's about the weight of an average American.
Too real, Jenkins. Calm down.
I made an ounces reference, and you made a fat American reference. Okay.
Canadian
That's no
rugby
pull
factor.
back on Lilas, who's all alone here, so he is very dead. But they may be too far out that Quinn is going to be able to get on top of Sammy
Double
Boy with the
damage.
double damage. Oh, no,
man.
Sammy Boy immediately dies. The log toss there from Quinn does manage to get the kill.
just
The
right-clicked the
MSS with
monkeys.
Archivas looking to be able to chase people down. There's Sun right there.
Oh, the
That
tiny...
placement on Corona.
Yes, man, a tiny combo with the Void. You think it's going to be the Ags, but he just punches into the
Just put him on the
Chronosphere.
very edge. It's not that hard. He can just melee him down.
The double damages have definitely come in clutch in this game on Quinn. I mean, I just think this is a really nice game from Quinn. I think he's showing why... I don't know, man. He's one of the best players in the NA region that's not on EG. Like, he's... If we want to say that NA is like, you know, tier 1.5, tier 2, I don't know, depending on who you ask here at the studio, like, Quinn is tier 1, period. Like, this guy is amazing. He's really, really good at Dota.
He's also had like good guidance from captains such as PPD, where he's gotten that exposure to the high-level thinking that
Yes,
is
true.
really what separates some of the top-tier teams from these tier 2 teams. And you can really only get it by either being on a team with them or consistently playing against them. And that's something we've been talking about with a tournament like this. That's been really nice for the teams that don't often get this competition. Top-tier teams basically being forced to scrim you for thousands of dollars.
That's what's very convenient, actually.
That they get to win and you
Couple
get
of hits,
to
lasso,
earn.
pull back. Monkeys Forever still does not have the Ravage, and they just instantly jump onto the Drow Ranger. In trouble, 4 staff away, but Quinn is not going to let go. He's going to stay on top of her.
He's just
needs
punching
one
him
more.
to death.
Okay, maybe
That's
a second
big-ass
hit.
rock, man.
Oh, the shackle shot, but still the Sunray finishes him off, and that's it. GG. They
Okay.
call it as soon as the Drow Ranger's dead. And, I mean, that was a rough start to a best of 5, boys and girls.
Yeah, that was about the biggest rock I've ever seen. BK beat him bloodlusted.